pink elephants I'd see. Though I'd be drunk as I could be, still I would sing my song to me about the time they called me Shacky. If I could be for only an hour, if I could be for an hour every day, if I could be for just one little hour, a cute in a stupid-ass way.
Scott Walker was one of the Walker Brothers, who were a 60s band from LA who moved to Britain. So Walker isn't actually his real surname, and he wasn't actually a brother of the other people in the Walker Brothers. Scott had a solo career that started in the late 60s and was still going until his death in 2019. And over that time, he had 19 solo albums. And over the years, he started out as a kind of popular orchestra-backed singer and just became avant-garde and experimental as time went on. Hi, my name's Dan. So this was Scott's second solo album, which you could kind of guess from the name. It's not always true. And I would describe this as being an orchestra belter. So he's got an orchestral backing, often with, quite dramatic backing music. And it's similar to what I think of Andy Williams and Tony Christie, and to a maybe lesser extent, Des O'Connor and Max Bygraves. It's very kind of old school in that sense. It's very strong and dramatic. His voice is strong and dramatic. He can really belt it out when it gets going. But where it gets interesting is the songs themselves. So there's a mixture of songs here. There's a handful of slushy stuff from films that I'm not that bothered by, to be honest. There are 3 by a guy called Jacques Brel, who's a Belgian singer of, a contemporary, but who wrote some very interesting and weird songs. And actually the weirdest and most, in some ways, outrageous songs on this album are the Jacques Brel songs. So there's Jackie, which we had at the start, which is fairly well known. There's a song called Next, which is, you're going to have to listen to it to find out what it's about, but it's really kind of down to the wire in some ways. And there's one about dogs as well, which is quite interesting. Yeah, I'm not going to give you too many details because there's so much fun to find out when you listen to them for the first time. And then there are 4 of his own songs. So he's, with his previous album as well, apparently, he's started to write his own songs. So, and some of those are also somewhat bizarre. I'm going to put a clip at the end of part of the Plastic Palace People, which is odd. So musically, it's kind of, in some ways, really standard, you would think. But then when you listen to the words and dig into it, there's a lot of weirdness going on here, which is good because it raises it above just the kind of superficial, slushy stuff that often this kind of music has. So I actually quite enjoyed it on the whole. There were some tracks I was less bothered with, but some that I really enjoyed. I'd love to know what you think of the album. So pop something in the comments down below and let's have a chat about it. That's it from me for now.
Over the rooftop sails Billy, a string tied to his underwear. Through cobblestone streets a child races and shouts